Greetings. Welcome to day 15 of the 31 Days of Tarot Challenge 2019. Today's prompt, given to us by Anthony John, is, actually, the prompt I see came from Naya Thrice. What is in your tarot to go bag? Your tarot travel bag. Well, I have two that I use normally. This is one that I do specifically for SEA events. Not any particular reason. But I've had this is my little suede pouch that I've had with my little bells on it. I used to wear this on my belt, in the 60s, as a teenager in the 60s. And into the 70s. This is my purse. And now I use it for tarot. It's empty right now except for a sage stick, which I always have. But normally it would be equipped with the same kind of things, and I'll tell you the difference that I keep in my tarot box. And the box is something that I use. This is my tarot box. I use this for psychic fairs, for, fundraisers, parties, whenever I'm going to be doing multiple readings. This is what I carry because this is the right size. It holds all of my little things, plus it holds 2 decks. Normally, I am offering 2 decks, a choice of 2 decks for my readings. Each person has a choice. When I read for SCA, I only have 1 deck, so this is a 1 deck bag. Other than that, pretty much the same kind of things are going to be in here. Well, I'll let you know as we go. But anyway, this little box was one of my mother's joy boxes, and I just love it. It's felt lined. I might have shown this on my channel. I'm not sure, but it's just a little joy box with a felt lining. And just the right size, like I said, like for 2 decks. I have to say, I just want to qualify, I just realized that I have never read in a group situation indoors, in an indoor venue. I'm trying to think if I ever have. All of the fairs are, of course, outdoors. The fundraiser was outdoors, and the parties I've done have been outdoors. Sometimes they're in an enclosed area outdoors, but sometimes covered, but still, fresh air. When I read at SCA events, I read under my canopy in my pavilion. So, that's just funny. I wonder how the reason I brought it up is I'm just wondering to myself how I would change some of the things. One thing I might change, I showed before, is I always carry a smudge wand, a sage wand. I just keep lighting the same one until it gets old, and then I will have, then I will replace it. But the thing is, if I were to be indoors or I were in a place where I could not light this, I still use this because this is used all the time for cleansing my space. So I would still get this out and cleanse my space. I would do other things, though, to cleanse my space, in addition to just depending on smudge. Okay, so I usually have smudge. The other thing in here I do not have at the time, I do not have it in this box because this box, like I said, has been for fairs. When I did parties or nighttime events, I had candles on the table. Sometimes real candles, sometimes artificial, battery candles. But this box particularly has gone to the last several times. It's gone for things where I really didn't need candles, like a daytime event, a fair, you didn't need a candle. When I go to SCA events, we of course have our own candles, so we're always using candles. But we need adequate light. The candle is not really for light. The candle is more for atmosphere, I think. And also it gives me a flame to light the sage with. Okay, so anyway, another thing that I always have wherever I'm going on the table that I'm going to be reading, the table should be covered. I really want my table covered. I'm going to be doing a whole video on my channel coming up, probably next week, about creating a sacred space. And a table covering is one of those things to me. But just in case, and even in addition to, I usually carry a black cloth for my deck to do a small reading on, to keep my deck on when after I draw my cards, the remaining cards are kept on this. I use this also to wrap a deck when I carry this bag. I wrap my deck in the black felt, in the back. It's wool felt. It's wool felt. Felted wool. I wrap in this deck. I always have my decks wrapped when I take them out of the house. Sometimes I keep them wrapped in the house. Even I have my tarot box here that I keep my hoi polloi deck in. It's in a black bag inside the box. I just do that as a matter of habit. But I tend to always have my decks wrapped outside of the house. I particularly, this box, as you see, has a black felted lining, so I don't need to do anything more with this. But this just being a suede bag, a leather bag, I wrap in the black wool. I don't like any negative. It helps keep the deck from picking up any unwanted negative or any unwanted influence while I have it out. I don't know where I am, who's around me. Not everybody agrees with me on that subject, but that's okay. That's just my practice. So like I said, I would have the two decks wrapped. One thing I love to use, and I select them specifically for the event. And I usually do sort of one, I try to do a deck that's pretty much a traditional deck, like a traditional Rider-Waite kind of a deck or something like that, or something that reads really, like I like to take my Wildwood Tarot. I will take that. Or something that has to do with, maybe that is reflective of the time of year it is, or the just the event. Like I had the cat tarot for the cats, for the cat rescue. I had, taking a, around Samhain time, taking a, like maybe my Santa Muerte deck, those kind of things. But anyway, I keep them in the box, then I keep those. I usually also include some kind of a crystal. This is a little big one, but I keep here on my table. This is a smoky quartz. But I like something like that is going to absorb, again, any kind of negative energy that might come to the table. Including people, they come to the table. Sometimes they bring people with them who are like, they might be drinking or they might be just being silly. The unwanted energy, I try to keep away from the table as much as I can. But, just in case this comes through, I have something like that. I also always carry a crystal, a quartz crystal point that when I use, I clear the deck, cleanse the deck in between readings. When I'm doing reading after reading after reading, if I'm using the same, I will keep this on top of the deck. I will keep it on the cloth. I will keep my deck on the cloth. And then when I've shuffled the cards, I will put the remaining cards on top of the cloth of some kind. And then I will keep this crystal, this on top of it. To keep the cards, in case I need more cards. It's also keeping the cards free from any outside influence. And in between querents, I will clear the deck. I will cleanse the deck with this as well. I don't know why I'm stuttering. I'm freezing. I think I'm just freezing to death. It's very rainy, 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 cold, cold, cold. And I don't have heat, so yeah. I always keep matches in case I've used it for, for lighting my sage wand or for candles. I also keep a rosary. This I just do. I just do. I don't use the rosary in my reading. I just keep it in either my box or in my little pouch. I also keep in here, and this is rather new, but I found I put it in here. I bought this new, it's a pendulum. This is an amethyst pendulum, which I really love. I was at a gem show and I came across this pendulum and it spoke to me. I have a couple other pendulums that I don't really use very often, but this, for some reason, called to me. So I just had this before I went to a spirit fair and psychic fair, whatever, and I needed to use one. For some reason, I needed to use it during a reading, and it works so well for me. I keep it with me in this box. It's the only place I use it, in the box. So that I keep in the black bag. And the only other thing in here would be cards. I just made business cards of myself. It's just, it tells about, contact information about me. That's all. In case anybody, because I include a phone number on here or an email address or something. It's not just if somebody wants future readings, but if anybody wanted to call me back or contact me again with a question about the reading, I can put, if they think they might, I give them this big size card so we can put the cards on the back, the cards that we drew. And so if they have a question later, we can refer to the card and see what the cards were, and I can maybe explain a little more. Because in these psychic fairs, remember, we only have 15 minutes at a time. So, I don't want to rush. I mean, I want to give people their money's worth. So, anyway, that's really all I carry. And the question comes up of what I would do if it were inside. I'm not going to unpack my box to go inside, that's for sure. I don't have to do that, but like I said, some things may not be necessary. If I have, like maybe all of the protection things. Protection to me is just something that it never hurts. I have questions all the time. People ask me, what are you protecting from? Why do you have feel the need to protect? Anytime, we're working with the occult of any kind, I just think, you can't be too protected. There's nothing wrong with being protected. And there's nothing wrong also, it helps keep your focus, keep myself focused, keep my cards clean, keep my space clean from unwanted influence. That's all we're doing. I don't think a hellmouth is going to open up and swallow me, and my little black cloth is going to save me from that either. It's just, it's a matter of just being nice and cozy and tidy in your space. I hear a duck quacking to me in the background. I don't think you can hear it, but at any rate, I can hear it, and I think it's my timer on my oven, so I need to go. So anyway, I hope I answered the prompt okay. I think I did. Thanks for watching, and I look forward to seeing what you have in your tarot bag, your tarot to go bag, or your tarot travel bag. Thanks for watching.